Man, GP, this week, it's been a bit tough.
Why?
I just haven't been able to feel, a bit upbeat. But I really want to feel a bit full of a knocks.
Oh, yeah?
What do you think?
Talofa.
And welcome back to the Third Watch Podcast.
Yes. Welcome back to another week. Back with recording another episode, but we just want to give a quick shout out to everyone who's been following us so far in our journey. In our journey. Grateful for the love, the follow, the share, everyone's been listening, that's been watching, and throughout all our shows as well as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. So
we're on every place. So if you're watching and you haven't followed, it's your fault, man. Come on, click us, subscribe, and you're going to have some beautiful content. So thank you to all of our 400,000 followers. To the 413, you said.
Yes, 13, yes.
Well, we're excited. We want to jump right in. It's just the two of us today. We have Ethan Key. He's on a break for now. But
after one episode, they need another break.
But today we just wanted to have a good conversation and talk about something that we see that's happening around the Pacific.
And what is that you see, Neil?
The problem is, there's a range of age. Once you hit 30, it's harder to find love.
Didn't know. Yeah? I didn't know there was a problem for you.
Yeah, there's a big single adult population.
Wow.
Yeah, so thanks for adding yourself there. But the other thing that we see, right, is religion is a big thing in the islands. We already know this.
Yes, it is.
But we see that a lot of people, especially the current generation, I feel like getting a little bit burned out, a little bit tired, or they're, going away from the principles of the church and coming a little bit more casual.
Yeah, and I think this is not just to any specific church or anything. I think this is throughout religion in itself. And I think a lot of I think this generation has kind of stepped away from religion a little bit. I think they're still in there because of the family connection that they brought up in that environment. But I think for them, they have taken a step back on some of the responsibilities or some of the or you attending church or activities, that kind of stuff. I think it's becoming more of a, not less active, but less active rather than being more active as it used to be. So, but that's something that I've seen around, regardless whether it be in Samoa, Australia, New Zealand, or in Hawaii. I feel like we all go through that point of our lives where we just take a step back and be like, I just need to breathe a little bit, and because of the other pressures of life that we go through. So yeah.
So what do you think that is? What are some factors that are maybe pushing the younger generation away from wanting to come to church willingly?
I think one thing that I could think of is more of how many of the churches are more traditional, right? The way that they would worship, the songs. They haven't adjusted over to the modern times, the way that they would worship, right? So I think it's very hard for some of our generation nowadays to adjust to that traditional way of worshiping. And many churches have adjusted by the use of technology. We've seen many churches coming out with promotions of youth activities, wise activities, all these kind of ideas that would really help keep the attention of this generation in church. So, and I think that's one of the ways that I've seen, one of the reasons why is how traditional many of the church are. So what about you? What do you think?
That's interesting. But not the doctrine. We want the doctrine to remain the
same.
Right, but just the way they go about things.
Yeah, exactly.
So you want church to be a party? Or?
No, I'm not necessarily saying to be a party.
Instead of water, he wants wine.
Whoa, you wanted to get... I'm not necessarily saying wine, and maybe just around the way that maybe the way that we would go about maybe during classes, instead of having just one way of teaching, and maybe looking at other alternatives of teaching a lesson or presenting activities or things like that. I think that's one of the ways that you could help keep some of these people in church, or make them still be active and still wanting to attend church. So,
yeah, I would agree in that respect. And I think it also goes beyond into your culture. Like, I feel it's always a very similar experience with all of us that we are kind of forced to go to church when we grow up. There's no choice. You either get a hiding or you come to church. And I chose to come to church. And then I think once you hit that age of accountability, like, you know, you're 18 and your parents will let you have a bit more freedom on your life because you've been, you know, so indoctrinated just to go to church because you have to. You choose not to because you haven't connected with what the religion has to offer to have relationships with, you know, whatever God that you worship, right? And so I think for the younger generation right now, it's like this transition from, you know, they're having traditional parents and then they now the diaspora going out there and church, it doesn't feel the same for them.
Right.
Like I think from my experience, because I am of the diaspora, right? I was born in New Zealand, but I'm Tongan by my good looks.
No. By your looks, not good.
Because if we go by the looks of our tablecloths, we have this.
Oh yeah, shout out to Neil for sponsoring my my sulu every year. I don't know who gave it to him, but it's shout out to him.
I told him not to wear it because look, it's all crinkled, you know, because your body shape is a little bit. Anyway,
they can't see the details, so or they can't hear the details either. So,
but I think the big thing is, you know, within our church, the LDS church, we have language wards.
Yeah.
And I think that's another hurdle for the younger generation because we speak English, right? And then we go from, you know, youth into elders quorum, relief society, and it's full on in the language.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's shaped in that discussion where you don't speak until you're spoken to, you know, in terms of your teaching style. And so when I went there when I was young, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm with these old people, and all they're talking about things that don't relate to me, like marriage, you know, how to get funds for your family, stay out of debt. And that to me wasn't, you know, my key focus. And so I think a lot of times that's what people are experiencing in other churches. The FKSR church, like it's all deeply rooted in tradition, which a lot of people love. But when it comes to you solely in your own life, there's a bit of separation there.
Yeah.
I think that's from my experience at least.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the churches do have both the cultural tradition and as well as the religion tradition. A lot of people but a lot of people have separated the two or they have the two going to church. And I think at times it could be confusing which identity you identify with when you come to church because you need both to be able to carry you through different places or different positionalities where you're at, right? When I'm going to church...
Positionalities. Is that a word?
It's definitely a word.
Is that your real hair? Carry
on. But I think that when I go to church, I want to be able to have my own religious identity, right? Yeah. I want to have my own conversion story, right? Not necessarily converting to my cultural tradition, right? But when I go to other settings, whether it be in my home or village setting or whatever that may be, I want to be able to have my cultural identity, right? So for me, it's being able to sort of have the balance of both. And I think a lot of our young people are having to find a balance in between your cultural identity as well as your religious identity as well. So, you know, growing up in both, I guess, an English-speaking church and a Tongan-speaking church, which one do you prefer more of? Or would you... Well, let me phrase it a bit, actually. If we were to raise your family or your own family, wife, kids, and where would you raise your family?
Oh, deep question.
Oh, we're going deep today.
I don't know if it's part of the podcast. Budget for these questions. I would say I would love to raise them in a Tongan ward. Yes, there were definitely a few things that I didn't enjoy, but the majority was enjoyable. English wards are just as great as Tongan wards, but I think now the Tongan wards are more accommodating for differences. You know, there was a time where they kind of disbanded the YSA class, and then we came into the Elders Quorum Relief Society, and then they offered, you know, English classes. So I think I would raise my family there because it gives them a cultural and religious grounding. around people that are going through the same thing. I mean, now Tongan wards and Samoan wards, they're kind of full of these young couples that kind of grew up with the culture but don't necessarily speak the language, right? But that's all they've known. And so now it's kind of merging into this place where people will be on the same level, where they understand tradition and respect it, but they still allow change to happen. I feel like the older generation is a bit stubborn. You know?
Yeah.
They're very down the line, and they're unbending, which is good in some cases. But I would, and I mean, most wards will have that kind of English class anyway. If in the end, you know, the language doesn't seep in, as long as the gospel does, that's what I'm happy for. But I love, you know, the singing, the loyalty with everyone. Everyone always got each other's back.
Right.
And we can exhibit and experience the culture in a religious aspect, which is nice. What about you? Did you do the same thing?
I think for me,
If you palangi, you don't palangi, bro.
I don't know. I was just thinking. I think for me, regardless of whichever one I go to, I actually don't mind one or the other. I don't think I have a preference. I think as long as my kids understand that the importance of going to church, right?
Would you force them? And if you did, you know, what age would you finally let them say, you know what, up to you?
I think I won't force them. If anything, I would help them gain their own testimony. I'll help them gain their own experiences and make their own decision from there, rather than forcing them. I don't want to be able to just, you know, get them out of bed every single day for the sake of having to go to church. I'd rather have them get up on their own and say, I see church as an important part of life, and I want to go and attend. And I think that's something that our generation have learned from, having been forced out of bed. And I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm just saying that that's what I would want my kids to be able to experience. I would have to educate them and teach them that the reason why we go to church, why we stay in church, why we attend every week, why do we have to attend these different meetings, why we support these people. And because of that, I would hope that they would understand and will still uphold those values when moving on with their own personal life or making personal choices as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very unlike you.
What do you mean unlike me?
You're very professional on camera.
I'm always professional.
But beforehand, you said you're going to give them a hiding.
I don't think that's accurate. What about you?
I would be the same. I don't want to force them.
Oh, here we go. Copy my answer.
The gospel side of me doesn't want to force them.
Right. But the hand of yours.
The cultural side, you know, I think maybe all the way up until maybe, I don't know,
21?
10? I'll just tell them to keep coming to church. But after then, I'm not going to say, hey, it's up to you whether you go to church or not. I'll just say, hey, we're going to church.
Yeah.
But when they start wanting to not go to church, that's when I'll allow them, you know, to explore. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like, when they're like 7 years old, they're like, right, you can sleep in if you want.
Yeah.
I'll be at an age where they can kind of understand the consequences of their actions.
Right.
But man, when you were talking, if I thought of maybe one of the reasons why youth are kind of going away from the church.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, it's a lot to do with everything that they do outside of the church. Everything they do at home.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, from my experience, you know, there's a lot of families that do the most and people feel burnt out. You know, parents that tell their kids, hey, you have to go and, you know, go and minister. We have to put you on all these service projects so that they hopefully get spiritual experiences. And though the intention is right, the result is different to what they expect.
Right.
And then I also see the opposite end where, you know, parents are just doing the most on Sunday and then the rest of the week is just average.
Yeah.
And so the kids are like, oh, and church doesn't really change their life much, right? And that's when they think, oh, well, as long as we serve God and we want to come to church, That's all that matters.
Right.
What is your thoughts on that? Did you have experiences like that and maybe see why it's like this?
Yeah, and I think this is something that I've experienced on the mission, being serving on the mission. I've always wondered why do our Polynesian people don't give much effort? Like, for example, right, on the street or driving by the shopping center, wherever we're at, people would always give us money. Like, hey, here's $100.
Wow.
Here's
exploiting the church.
Hold on. They give it out of love, okay? But I would always man, I just wish they would able to come with us and to help, go and do the same thing we're doing, bearing testimony of what they've been blessed with.
Instead of just giving money.
I'd rather them do that. And that's something that I've always trying to figure out, why do we always do that? I think for us, we see the importance of serving. We see the importance of why we need to love others. I think the point that it needs to change, or a way that we need to change, is in how do we do it. We know the why we do it. We know why is it important, but we need to know how to do it.
Yeah.
And a lot of our people struggle on how to do it. It's because we don't see our own people do. They do the same thing.
Yeah.
So for me, right, it's that comparison between us. If I see you do this, I'm like, oh boy, if he's not doing it and he's Polynesian, then I won't do anything. So I think for us, it's stepping out of that generational cycle of the same thing over and over again, and being able to be the first one of your family, first one in your community, first one out of church, that'll be able to step into these spaces. And I also think that stepping into these spaces is why a lot of people would struggle to do that, is because of the judgmental that would come from our own people as well, right? Man, I'd be like, you'll be up there and be successful in the way that we do things, but there's always someone that would always pull us down.
Yeah.
And I'm just waiting for those people out there to pull us down from this podcast. I'm just waiting for that one bad comment now, but it's something that we need to be aware of, and because of that, a lot of our people do have those self-conscious, self-esteem.
Yeah.
And they think of themselves like, man, if I don't see my people out there or up there, then I'm not going to put myself in there, because I don't want to be the first one to be able to take all the criticism or the judgmental from our own people. And that's something that we lack on. And something that we need to work on as Polynesian people. So you need to work on it. You need to work on that. We all need to work on that. So, but that's something
really
that we
felt that.
I definitely have, and that's been on my chest for a long time.
Pan the camera to you. Pan the camera.
No.
Give the people a message.
I just want you to really support each other, and regardless of what we do, we know the why. We're really good at the why, but what we need to work on is how do we do it. And if we understand how do we do it, then nothing else matters.
Wow.
Because we know the why and the how.
So cut the camera to me.
Oh, to you. Sorry. Here we go.
You can stand out.
And that is the time we have.
You can stand out and still be humble. Okay? You can be amazing and still feel loved. I mean, look at me. I stand out.
He's been loved.
But I feel you need this. Yeah, you can be the man. You can post cringe stuff that elevates your journey online.
Yeah.
Social media, be amazing. Share your talents. It doesn't matter what they think, as long as you have righteous desires to share what you love to the world. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I just think, that our people need to be supported, and how do we do it? So,
wow, I love those words. I was just thinking about it, like you say, what people see is what they do.
Right.
And it's a very Polynesian mindset, because we're so family oriented. What you see your family members do, you're gonna do.
Yeah. Monkey see, monkey do. Yes.
Wow, you're calling the Samoans monkeys? Very bold of you. Yeah, we just lost 3 followers. But I must say, in regards to these thoughts, I see families where they might not do the simple things, whether it be praying together or reading the scriptures, or being willing to serve, whether they just do food or whatever. But it's those things that we remember.
Right.
Like, I remember when I was younger, we always fed the missionaries. And it's something that I am always inclined to do. You know, my mum would always say, whenever someone's getting baptized, even if you don't know them, go to it.
Yeah.
And that's what sticks with me. And so I feel like if the same things aren't happening with this younger generation and they have a lot more social media, you know, mixing what they think is right and wrong, that's where they're going to lead towards. Yeah. And I think we need to be safe. I think parents need to be very aware of what's influencing their kids. Youth YSA, you know, because I'm going to be a dad next year. Sorry, Maria, I'm just kidding.
Who's Maria? As you were talking, I think one thing that came to mind was about like the sources that we get our information from.
Yeah.
Right. Although with social media and all the, you know, technology advancement that we now have, I think it's always important to, as parents and as, I think we do, it doesn't matter if you're a parent or not. I think we each owe each other that responsibility of being able to sort of correct each other with the information that we do get. And don't correct it in a way that would, you know, undermine them. I think that we need to be each other's sources in the way that we fact check our information, right? We especially with the culture, like in Samoa, right? In Samoa, there's a saying that what is the saying? Samoa vivia. If that's correct me if I'm wrong. Anyways,
cancel your Samoan passport, brother.
It just talks about like how Samoan culture is so interwoven in the way that it's not one way of doing it. It's so different ways. And I would like to bring that concept back into the way that we correct, the way that we fact check each other. I think that's something that we need to be looking out for. There's not one way of doing it, but when we do correct someone, we ought to correct it with the way that we encourage each other to still be doing what we need to do. To be inspiring and to help others around us, motivate others around us. So, similar to your Lalanga quote, how do you say your Tongan quote?
Papata peka nai Lalanga.
Yes.
It is rough in texture, but it is woven. Yeah, but it doesn't really relate. But
oh, it doesn't relate?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
But you know that we've talked about this, you know, how culture and religion are impacted by, you know, these feelings of being less active or being burnt out. We wanted to end off on a little fun segment. Yeah?
Let's do it.
So right now, my friend and I, we both hold callings, right? Which responsibilities within the church that are unpaid.
Yes.
Where we look after people, right? So my man here, you know, once you hit 30, you get these upgraded callings.
Thank you.
He's a second counselor in the bishopric.
No,
right? And so the bishop, he's the one that looks after a ward or a section of an area, and he's the second counselor to him. So he's one of the top dogs.
No, I'm not. I'm just a servant.
You can't really see it from his image. And I'm the Sunday school president, right? I look after
Sunday school president. So anything that does with teaching within the ward, he will look after the teaching, the teachers, ensuring that our teachers are well equipped in top skills notch. And essentially just really like a school principal, really. Not only looking after the teachers, but as well as the members in the congregation. So, what was your question?
So, you know, we're talking about burnout, right? And a lot of people experience, you know, feeling a bit fatigued when they have a lot of callings.
Yes.
Yeah? So because of that, what is the calling that you always try and avoid?
What is a calling that I always try and avoid?
Or out of all the callings, it's the one you're like, man, I wish I don't get that one. Obviously, you'll say yes to anything, right?
Yes, I'll definitely say yes to any calling. Like, and it's an opportunity for me to serve. I think one calling that I'll...
Listen, stake president, bishop, call him to this calling.
Yeah. I think one calling that I'll probably don't want to go into is any calling in elders quorum.
Why?
I don't know. I just think that I thrive in other areas. I love to be a teacher. I mean, I don't mind teaching in elders quorum. I don't think anything in elders quorum.
Presidency. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, but you know my one?
Yeah.
Seminary teacher.
Really?
I love teaching, But at 6 a.m. in the morning, from Monday to Friday, is crazy. So I
seminary teacher.
Yeah. I applaud all the seminary teachers. Both my sisters became seminary teachers after their mission. So I was scared to become a seminary teacher.
Yeah.
But it's funny. It's like, I feel like the Lord gives you the callings that you complain about the most.
Yeah.
So, Elders Quorum Presidency, welcome to Great Pearl. That's the only fun question I had.
We didn't really prepare for our fun questions. But I think one fun question that I do have is, why aren't you following us? Why aren't you subscribing to us? Why aren't you sending us, that love? That's my final question for you.
Exactly, because, we just wear black shirts every time we need to upgrade our closet. We need some money. So please.
Hey. Leave that out, man. But yeah, we just want to bring this to the end. We're grateful that you're able to tune in with us. Hopefully, you've been able to be inspired from something that we spoke about today. This is definitely something that we just think that it's important to us. And if you're struggling, regardless of your faith, if you're struggling about church, I just really encourage that you go back to the why church is important. The how would always come later, but the how is also important. So, but focusing on the why isn't church important? Why people still see religion as an important part of life? So, and it's been an important part of our lives for a very, very long time. And I just wish that that you take on your own journey, and it takes time. It takes time wherever you're at, whether it be different religion. It takes time for you to be able to find that why. And I just know that once you find that why, I just know that I've been blessed in many ways, and I just hope that blessing and wish that blessing upon you when you find that why. So
yeah, I echo the words of the great Pearl over here, that be patient with yourself. If you're out there and you're feeling burnt out, or if you feel like religion isn't for you, step back to the roots. Go back to the simple things. Pray, read the scriptures, smile, have fun, and serve. You'll find the elements of religion are everywhere, even outside of religion. In the workplace, at school, you have chances to become a good person, which is what religion is trying to shape you towards. So remember, be like us. Have some fun, have some laughs, and make sure that you're always with a group of people that support you.
Yes.
I think a lot of times peer pressure is the reasons why we kind of go astray. But, man, surround yourselves with people that you want to be like.
Yes. But yeah, follow us, family. We're on Apple Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Let us know, family. If you have any questions, let us know as well. But thank you for being here. See you at the next one.
La 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 la. Oh, the Faubourg remix.